been a minute. All right, so let me share this out. So welcome back to the podcast, your boy K Sloan, CEO, founder of Running Star Performance. I got some pretty special guests here with me, some people I've known for a while again, returning faces. And then I got my boy B Phil on here. I'll let him introduce himself. But I'll go to my left on my screen with Jay Jones, and then we'll kind of roll around.
Jarrell Jones, Vice President of Fearless Foundation. It's a nonprofit. Coach football, did some counseling things. Just I'm really here to be positive, be a light to certain situations going on. So that's all I have to say really right now. B. Phil.
Brandon Phillips, played high school with Cary, played at Hardin Simmons. Right now I coach the secondary at a high school in College Station, teaching world history. Just trying to be the best man I can be, trying to motivate these guys, be a positive role model.
Yeah. Ayana?
This is Ayana. I am a middle school teacher, 8th grade ELA in Houston, but I'm about to be moving to Dallas. So I'll be teaching in Dallas. So I'm just on here to express my opinions, just give my feedback to everything going on in the world right now.
No doubt. And we appreciate it, man. I appreciate it for sure. And we feel team, Jay Jones, they've been smacking folks and like that. Which are 6'8" or 5'8"?
5'8".
5'8", yeah, they've been working folks, man. They cold. What y'all state champions last year in the 7-on-7?
7-on-7. I don't mean nothing. No, that ain't real.
No, it don't mean nothing, but dang, like y'all just doing them like that though. I mean, we 5'8" over at Bel Air, and I know we about to try to turn them up, but we ain't been doing that. So I'm trying to get some seeds from that man right there. And then Ayana DBU, trying to get them right. So let's go ahead and get started, man, so we can respect everybody's time.
All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the current Black Lives Matter issues, the protests, stuff that's trending right now.
Appropriately. Man, well, just from I kind of want to let Ayana go first because Ayana, you went to one of the protests recently out there in that area. So just tell me how that was. What was that like?
Man, so I went to the protest that was in downtown Houston, and I went during the day about maybe 7 o'clock. So it was still kind of light outside. It started off as a peaceful protest, and then there was a lot of issues with police officers. Of course, Mason. One cop even ran over a bystander with his horse. Like, he just trampled her with his horse. Yeah. She was just standing there doing nothing. So it was very intense. And then by the end of the night, of course, everybody was stumping police cars, breaking into businesses, breaking the windows. Even people who were just trying to drive home or just random people in their cars. People were, like, busting in their windows, which I didn't understand that part. But they were, like, busting in people's windows, which I didn't agree with. I can understand everybody's angry, but I feel like there's a certain way to express your anger.
Where were you positioned when all this crazy stuff going down? Were you like in the mix? Like, was you like off on the side of the?
I was right in the mix of it all,
bro. I was looking at her snaps, and I was watching her snaps. I was like, bro, she in the mix, bro. Like, I'm talking catch was in there, boom, boom, boom. I was like, oh, I was
on Facebook Live, and my mom was in my comments, like, get out of here right now.
but man, that's history right there. You probably gonna be in the history book because I think we at a point right now with this whole situation that we're fed up, man. This is like at the end of the day, our race as a whole is fed up. The George Floyd really shined a very bright light, and with the day and age that we're in, with the social media and how advanced we are, it just caught like wildfire, bro. Like Minneapolis, y'all seen the pictures?
Yes,
bro. We feel like when I looked at that joint and I seen it had a picture like a car that was like windows busted out and the whole street just looked like dead. I was like, this is insane, but it's like
a war zone.
Huh?
Like a war zone.
It's a war zone, bro. It's a war zone. And I feel like I wonder, I guess there's some people that would say how much of this is necessary. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like Ayana said, because I mean, like, you know, when you got innocent bystanders, you know, going through and they get they windows beat out, you know, you want to say like that's not necessarily have anything to do with them, but I mean, when I think I read a quote that said something about I think it was Martin Luther King's sons. They was on Twitter and they said that rioting is the message or the voice of the language of the unheard. You know what I'm saying? The rioting is the language of the unheard. So if we don't feel like we're heard any other way, then this is us trying to be heard, be noticed. And I think, you know, moving forward, for me personally, I'm actually for the uproar because I do believe that we do need to be heard. But I think there's certain parts of it that I'm not for. Like I think that I don't think it's necessary to loot. I don't think that's. I mean, I think that's a little out of what we're trying to get done. I don't think that's getting that done. But I mean, it kind of comes with the territory when you're talking about rioting. So I don't know. I kind of want to hear y'all thoughts on it as well.
I agree with that, man. I understand the uproar, I understand the anger, but you know, some of it I feel like is definitely unnecessary. The looting in particular, destroying your own businesses, destroying your own city. I understand the anger, but there's got to be a better way to express that anger rather than destroying everything that people have worked hard to build, especially some of your own people.
Right. Yeah. You got your businesses that you took all this time, but it's yeah. What y'all think? I don't want to overtake them.
I think, like y'all said, I think it's a way to be heard. But like y'all, also, I'm agreeing with y'all saying that, you know, these businesses, especially small businesses, and you don't even know if they're black owned or whatever. So like, what if I started a business downtown Houston and y'all come busting my stuff and break down, you know, I'm on y'all side. So it's kind of like kind of defeating the purpose. You know, like I worked so hard to get where I was at if it was my business, and then y'all come stole all my stuff, which I might have insurance or whatever, and I get all back, but that still takes time.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the looting is a little, you know, overboard. But the rioting, I do agree with, just because, I mean, I feel like we've been kneeling, we've been praying, we've been peacefully protesting for so long. I mean, how long do we peacefully protest and not be heard? It's like, man, y'all didn't hear us last time. Y'all didn't hear us the last 20 times. So this time, hey, y'all gonna fill us in here.
Yeah.
You know, but the looting, like y'all said, that's a little overboard because you don't even know who. They just busting. They don't even know who it's for. They don't know whose side. You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't get.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. Like they was busting in just all kind of businesses, running into businesses, taking out like people were running in they busted into like a restaurant, ran in, took out like Gatorades and waters, and came back out. And a lot of people were saying that, you know, these businesses have insurance, these windows can be replaced, but a life can't be replaced. Which I understand, but still necessarily, I don't think that's going to fix anything.
Right.
Even though, so.
And my thing is, and I'm not saying that you were doing it, but I see a lot of people doing this. I'm talking about the social media thing. I see a lot of people doing it I think they might be doing it for the clout. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, I saw a lot of that yesterday.
A lot of them young kids now, they like, oh man, we can do, you know what I'm saying? It's a purge, like this, like the purge. We can do whatever we want, and we can bust it. And they taping themselves, or even some celebrities that I see like, hey, look, I'm out here. It's like, man, are you really out there, or are you like, you want some more followers, or you want somebody to be like, oh, you saw, you know what I'm saying? You saw Flossie Closet, whoever. I ain't gonna say no celebrity name, but are they really doing it because they want to be there, or are they doing it because it's like, well, I gotta be there to keep my name up?
Yeah.
There was a lot of people that I feel like were out there just trying to get attention, like making a big scene for no reason on video, trying to just get attention for clout. Is what I saw a lot of yesterday.
And I think a big part of that clout chasing, you really see when people start to say stuff or like if you catch a video and people are saying stuff that's not true necessarily. It's like you just throwing out just like random stuff, and it's like, oh, everybody hate black people. That's because blah, 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 blah. It's like, wait, hold up, time out, bro. Like everybody don't hate black people. We're not getting hate from everybody. This is really sparked behind the police brutality. You know what I'm saying? Like let's go to the central part of the problem, and then that's where it's kind of like, okay, what it's done now is open up that can of worms, so now we can talk about it. It's open that dialogue, and it's allowing us to be able to, like, you know, let everybody know how we feel. Like that's what this is now. And I think that's the good part about it. But when people are saying uneducated things and they making us look crazy when they just going out of the straight rage, I get that, because, like, yes, some of this stuff that we seeing is irrational. George Floyd getting killed like he got killed was irrational. There's no way the man should have got killed in that situation. Sandra Bland, you know what I'm saying, Trayvon Martin, Ahmaud Arbery. When we looking at these situations where it's like, dog, like how did it even go down? That's where this is coming from, the anger. You know what I'm saying? But we got to educate ourselves too, bro. Like, we got to make sure that we know where we're coming from, because now it's making it cool to be for Black people. You know what I'm saying? For all races right now at this moment, because that'll get you some likes. That'll get you some. And it's like, bro, like, know what you're talking about first. You know what I'm saying? All races. I appreciate the support. If you my white friend and you take it to Twitter to, you know what I'm saying, say you for, you know, the security of us in this country, but at the same time, educate yourself before you start to say things, because then you make it like a clown show, to be honest. I mean, you're making us look like what they're trying to say we are. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the case. Like, it's like, bro, like, educate yourself before you start talking on it. So that's just my personal opinion on that. But
Real. That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, man, it's just crazy. But I don't know. Like I said, I agree with it. But I have a question for all y'all. I want y'all to answer it separately, because it's something I came up with. If y'all were to lead a protest right now,
lead.
Be the leader of it.
Like, okay.
Start one up.
Yeah.
Would y'all take? We just talked. Would y'all take the Malcolm X route? More crazy, more radical. Would y'all come peaceful? Would y'all come try to, you know, like, hey, let's not even riot. Let's just try to vote and get the right people in the, you know, office. Which way do y'all lean towards? If you were leading the protest, like I'm just saying.
I think I'm gonna do half and half.
Explain that.
So yesterday when I went to the protest, I saw a lot of people who were, you know, basically destroying like police cars, which I understand that part. I understand it's a police car, you're going to destroy the police car, that's fine. But business's part, I don't agree with that. And then on the other side, I do feel like more people need to go out and vote, because I feel like as African Americans, a lot of people don't go out and vote. So I feel like I would do like half and half, just depending.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can agree with that. Me personally, bro, like, I feel like, man, I don't know, man. I wanna say that I would peacefully try to, you know, change minds and stuff like that. But I mean, if George Floyd was my cousin or my uncle or my daddy, I mean, and even now he's not, but I feel like he's somebody that's real close to me because he's a Black man. So it's like kind of like it kind of enrages me a little bit. But for me personally, I don't think that I have that responsibility in my society to personally be the leader of that. I want to be a part of that, but I don't think that, like, I think that there's certain people that are dedicated to being a frontline person. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a decision that you make to say, I'm gonna go out there and it's like an army. It's like I'm willing to risk my life for this right now, and I'm willing to be with my brothers and all that and staying tight. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if I'm willing to lead the charge personally. I mean, that's just me being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna say, because I think some people like be faking the funk, like they really ready to go out there like Malcolm X style, and they really not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, just be honest. So it's kind of how I feel. I think I'm more like peacemaking route, but I mean, I understand that it's still happening. You know what I mean? We've been doing that. So
what about you, B-Phil?
I'm gonna go with MLK. Even though it seems like there's so much anger right now that people think that, you know, there should be violence, or there should be rioting, or we want to be heard. It may not be 100% MLK. There's some Malcolm X. I just feel like there's a better way to express your anger than just going all out. Let's go to war, because violence begets more violence.
Yeah.
And you got a president coming out here quoting segregationists from the 60s, saying, you know, when the looting starts, the shooting starts. And, you know, they're sending the National Guard. So like Gary said, you know, you're gonna be on the front lines. You pretty much you ready to go to war. You ready to die by it.
That's factual.
And I agree with the 50. I'll probably do more 60-40. Malcolm X. 60-40.
We can tell, brother.
Huh?
I said, we can tell, brother.
Oh, no. No, but I agree with a lot of things Martin Luther King said because, I think marching and speaking and trying, I think I would try the Martin Luther King. I think I would start off, really, I promise, I think I would start off Martin Luther King. And then when they start disrespecting us more, like she said, the dude ran over a lady with a horse. Like when stuff like that happens, and then it's like, hey, it's like I tried. I came out here like, hey, man, we don't want no. And then when you start, I see cops disrespecting people right now. So it's like, I'm not just about to keep taking it. We out here peacefully, and y'all come messing up our stuff on purpose, or y'all come throwing people on the ground or shooting beanback. You hurting my people. Then it's like, okay. No, we were Martin.
Yeah.
He hurt us in the Malcolm, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now it's like, it's whatever. And like you said, I have a family too, so it would be hard to be a frontline guy until I seen, you know what I'm saying? What if my sister out there and her horse run over my sister?
Yeah.
I'm front line.
Yeah.
I'm front line. Like,
yeah, now I'm front line. I wasn't front line before, but now I'm the front.
Yeah. I would try to start off peacefully, but I just know if somebody did something disrespectfully, even somebody, it don't even have to be a family member, a friend, or somebody I knew was like, okay, now y'all done turn me up. So that's what I'm saying. That's what the Malcolm X is. I see a lot of stuff going on that would, if I was out there in the mix, it would turn me into like, okay, now y'all want to,
yeah.
So that's when I say 60-40. I would try to start off cool, but I think they're doing too much.
They are.
And it would make me turn into like, okay, I'm frontline now.
And to add to what you're saying, Jay Jones, I feel like, like that's why I feel like I would kind of be more, like it could turn me violent if I saw certain things happen. You know what I'm saying? The police officers like pushing over a man that's like disabled and stuff like that with a shield. Like that type of stuff would turn me up like immediately. Like I was, boom, I'm frontline now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just think it's important that everybody know, bro, like, even with all of this that we talking about, we can't just say that all of this group of people are the same. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important too, you know what I'm saying, just to make sure, because that's what put us in this situation to be angry in the first place, is because, you know what I'm saying, we feel like we are being put in all of us could possibly be threatening type of realm. So why would we say that all police officers are trying to get us? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's just the reality of that. You know what I'm saying? When I go to the convenience store and there's 4 cops, as a black man and I'm in a town I don't know, I'm expecting to be watched all the way into the store and out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just keeping the G. So.
And I think one thing as parents, people with kids, uncles, aunts, anybody, it takes a village who raising the kid. We do need to educate them on how to react to police, when the police stop you, how to chill out, don't get nervous, talk to them, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, whoever it is, don't just automatically, like you said, Kerry, don't automatically be like, oh, you about to kill, you know what I'm saying? Like, Don't freak out. Because I've been stopped by cops and it's like, oh, how you doing? Like, I'm talking to them like me and you talking right now. And it never gets to, they don't think I'm scared of them, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like, oh, what's up? Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes. Oh, here's my light, you know what I'm saying? It's never to like, oh my God, look, I got a camera on you. It's like, that's the first thing we do, even if some cops not even on that, So we do need to educate our youngins on how to converse, how to talk, how to react when the cop stops, how to, not freak out, not trip out, not try to, tape every cop. Now, if something going on, I get it. But if it's just like you about to get a ticket for speed.
Yeah, go ahead, take that ticket, bro. Move on about your business. Go take your ticket, bro. Go ahead. But nah, man, we done touched on that for a little bit. We can come back to that if we need to.
Oh no, we did. So this is I don't know who put this, but Ayana put this. Talking about the dating scene now, I can go from crazy radicals to love. But nah. Establishing intentions before seriously dating someone. So can you elaborate on that, Ms. Ayana, please?
Yes, so I actually talked to one of my homeboys a few days ago, and we had a huge debate about this. Basically, from his point of view, and I feel like I'm outnumbered here, but anyway.
We can hear you out, though. We can hear you out.
So he was basically saying, like, you know, he'll be dating a female, and then, like, out of nowhere, she'll be like, so what are we doing? And it's like he was basically saying, like, a lot of females want to automatically, like, figure out what it is we're doing or, like, put a title on things or, like, try to put something on it. And I was saying, well, I kind of understand that because, especially as adults, from my perspective, like a female, if I'm dating a male, I want to know what are your intentions. If I'm dating you, I'm not dating you just to be passing my time away. I'm a grown woman.
Yeah, no,
so
I feel you.
I was telling him, you know, it's like, it's not that we want to establish something from the beginning, like, I met you for a week, I like you, you're my man. No, it's more so like, what is it that you want? Are you just trying to look for friend benefits, or are you looking to build something? That's what I was trying to get at. But he was just like, no, I just want to put a title on things and then make it confusing. And that's when I leave, and then I'm done. I'm like, well, dang.
Just like that, huh?
Yeah, so I don't understand. So what do y'all think about that?
I personally think that I'm siding with you. So look, you ain't outnumbered. I think we can be selfish. I think we think when we ready, that's when it's ready. So I think personally, me included, I've been in some situations where like I'm not ready yet, but I don't want you like to leave, but I ain't ready for no relationship. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you're right. So it's like when they be like, "What are we?" I'm like, "Oh, we single. I'm cool." Like, right? Hey, that's what we said at the beginning. So, but it's real selfish of dudes to like play with you for however long it is, and you, like you said, you're kind of wasting your time. And we personally like, we're not really wasting our time because we don't want to be in a relationship. We're just kind of kicking it. We're like, man, she cooking for me, she doing all this. I don't need no girlfriend.
Pick off your shoes and relax. You feel like you just chilling. And she ain't shit on it.
So it's like it's real selfish of us, me, and everybody else is doing it. But it's something, I don't know. It's hard to like, if you don't want to commit, it's hard to commit. Even if you really like the girl, you know, it's just like, I'm not ready. But don't leave, but I'm not ready.
Yeah, don't leave. Wait. Wait for me.
Don't leave. I might be ready tomorrow, but not today.
And so that's what I was saying. I was like, I feel like in the beginning that needs to be established. If the person's like, you know, I want to date you, but I don't want to commit. I was telling him that's something that should be established in the beginning, because I feel like, you know, time goes by and then all of a sudden there's tension because y'all are now realizing you're on two different pages because y'all didn't establish that in the beginning. And so he was like, no. Y'all always want to put a title on things. I'm like, not necessarily. We just want to know where your head is. That's all.
But I feel like sometimes you don't know, though. Like, I feel like sometimes you get into something with somebody and you don't really know what you want from it. Like, sometimes you just really just meeting that person. So it's like, to upfront tell you what I want, I'll be lying. Like, almost. Like, I mean, there's certain things that, you know, we want. But to just sit there and say, like, this is all I want, that ain't necessarily true, because, I mean, it could develop into something more if,
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there should be a point where I should be honest and be like, okay, this is where I think this is going. Like, yes, that needs to happen. We need to do that more. But to pop it off with, like, okay, this is all I want. Like, I just feel like that's kind of putting, like, a barricade around what it could be. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. But I do think that, you know, we got to be a little more forefront about it, because I know we could play that game. I mean, guys can.
But piggybacking off of what you said, Carrie, even sometimes it'd be like after maybe 3-4 weeks go by, and then we'll kind of ask the question.
Yeah, we don't like that question.
Oh, y'all still can't answer the question.
We don't like that question. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like that question.
I hate that question.
Feel like, no, I don't like that question. I hate that question, boy. That question be.
To tell you the truth, most of the time when you ask that question, and I ain't trying to put dudes out there. I'm sorry, y'all, but it's like,
I'm sorry.
It's like we have like 2-3 different people we like, you know, girls we like, and I ain't gonna lie. And it's like, why lose? You know, I don't know. It's hard to like. Y'all kind of be like here, and then one day it'd be like this, like it's like a seesaw.
Like who gonna win today?
As soon as y'all find out that we're dating other people or we're seeing somebody else, everything just like breaks loose.
Oh,
and it's like, well,
it's not the same.
You're not supposed to do that.
It ain't the same. Definitely, you're right. You're right. It's a double standard. It's there. It's there.
Double standard.
Double standard. Big time. Big time. What you think, Phil?
Man, I'm gonna agree with Jarrell, man. We as men, we tend to be selfish. Now I'm not gonna go out on the limb, on the plank. It's because we got others over here.
Yeah. You ain't gotta do that, brother. You ain't gotta do that. You know your situation.
But sometimes, man, we just kind of, hey, we just chilling, man. I'm just saying, we kicking it, we having a good time, you know. But what are we? Well, right now, I'm just, what's up? We're just kicking it. Yeah. But I definitely agree that women deserve, and anybody that's going through that deserves to know that, you have intentions that are furthering y'all's relationship rather than you just sitting around here kicking it.
Yeah.
And let's just not do dudes. Females do it too.
Yeah. Everybody do it, man. It's a whole.
Hey, we talking about dudes. Hold on, man.
Yeah, it's everybody.
Females do good dudes. They be like, I like him. He good, but he like, you know what I'm saying? He my whatever. So I just seen good dudes get put to like friend zone until he get, he move up the ranks. So,
but usually, Jay Jones, I think we know we friend zone when we do get friend zone. Usually, that's what I think. That's the only place where I say the difference is.
I've seen friend zone dudes, get up to the top though.
They can win. You dedication, you put in the time. You know what I'm saying? Day by day.
So you playing with their time too, because you're really out here looking at these. Other dudes, and they like, he ain't. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? You keep them around.
We're looking at other dudes because y'all know what y'all want. So we're looking at other dudes.
The friend zone dude be trying. He be in there.
To me, though,
he be like, hey, I'm here.
Man, that's not cool though, man. To be just posted in the friend zone, just trying to like eke your way in there. I just feel like that ain't cool, bro. Once you know she put you y'all stop doing that. Stop hanging out in the friend zone and just thinking of one day, man, I'm gonna be the one. Like, bro, just relax. You friends. Just stop being in the friend zone with other thoughts, man. It's lame. That's not cool. That's lame.
To me, I'm one of the people. I'm very honest. Like, I'm a very honest person. Like, I have a guy friend who is always in my inbox, always calling my phone, always trying to do all this stuff for me. That's like kind of like, you doing too much. And I tell him about himself, like, no, it's not like that. It's not what it is. But he continues. Yeah, he continues to think that it's going to be more than what it is. And it's not. But I feel like as long as we're honest, we've done our parts.
Yeah. That's the basis foundation of any relationship, though, is honesty. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we all got to practice being more honest. And so we not stringing people along, or we not, you know what I'm saying? Like, and as men, like, it's hard for us, to have that conversation of what are we? That's like the worst statement I think I've ever heard in a budding relationship. What are we? I have nightmares.
Like, what do you want? Like, what do you expect this to go? What do you expect? Are we dating for a purpose? Or are we just dating to be dating?
I think
that's what we want to know.
It should just be worded differently. Just don't say what are we. I think I'm scarred about what are we. Hey babe, what are we? He's like, no. I just go like ghost, like I'm gone.
Ask him what's on his mind. Like, hey, what's on your mind?
Yeah.
Oh, what about what is it that you want from this? What are your intentions with this? What do you want? Where do you want this to go? Eventually, that's all we want to know.
You right.
Don't be silent now.
You right.
I tried to look. I did my best to side with you.
I'm with you though. I agree. I think that needs to happen. Like somebody needs to I think somebody, not necessarily just dudes. I think sometimes if you a woman that know what you want and you already know, like, boom, okay, I'm dating for marriage, because not every dude's dating for marriage. I'm dating for marriage. Once you know that and you think it's kind of going a different way, like, hey, so this is what I'm trying to do. Are you trying to do this? And make me make a decision, okay?
Yeah, and the only reason I bring it up is because I feel like, just even from experience in my past, I feel like without having that conversation, time goes by and then all of a sudden it's like this huge conflict and there's so much tension. And I feel like a lot of that could have been avoided if we would have had that conversation to begin with.
Facts.
So,
big facts.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
They catch that vibe though. If you're a female, you know. If you know, you know.
Pusha said it best. Pusha said it best.
All right, next topic. B. Phil, I want you to elaborate on what you wrote down on perseverance. What you thinking on that?
All I wrote down was, what does perseverance mean to y'all, and a time when y'all have had a problem, y'all have had to persevere through it, and what you do or what you tell yourself to be able to persevere or get through tough times, tough things like that.
Yeah. Persevering, man. If I could, I want to kind of get on it real quick, man. With perseverance, man, for me, I feel like it's really our foundation, like our backbone of how we end up, like what we end up having in life, like everything that we kind of end up, our homes, what our families look like, what our bank accounts end up looking like, the jobs we end up getting. I think you gotta persevere to some degree, and you gotta have a plan for when things don't go right, because things aren't always gonna go right. All of y'all could probably attest to those times when you really wake up in the morning, you like, man, how am I about to, continue the way I have been, because I don't feel like it, and this is really beating me up. And for me, I kind of like have created an action plan. Like I don't wait until like the storm hits to kind of fight through stuff, because I know how I am. But I've had bouts of depression, not severe enough to where it like floored me and I had to go to a mental hospital or nothing like that. But I've had bouts of depression where I was just like, man, I can't let myself get back here again. So I I used to have this book of quotes I used to read. Like I used to read like a book of quotes. I would write down good quotes I would see that are motivational, and I would refer to it. This is like during like 2014, Phil, like when I was at Hardin Simmons. Like when I first got there, I had like a black book, and I used to carry it with me everywhere. And it would just like have like positive affirmations, positive quotes, stuff from like Martin Luther King, stuff from like Winston Churchill, just good stuff I could read. And then also, I'm like a junkie on like motivational stuff in general. So I just be trying to like find different videos and things like that. But that stuff is more like face value, like stuff I could just kind of instantly get. But like when really getting into it, bro, it's I think you just got to make it like, just make it who you are. Like you got to make it to where if for me, my mindset is if I can't do it and I really want to do it, I'm just going to say I'm going to die for this shit. Like I'm going to die for it. Like if I got to. Like I'm going to really make this happen. Like if I'm going to make this move and go and do this, bro, I'm going to do everything I can. And once it don't happen and I was like, man, I couldn't do it, then I'm going to rearrange the whole plan. I'm going to go back to the lab. I'm going to talk to who I need to talk to, get around my people that love me, that'll give me some real good positive feedback, and be honest with me and tell me that, hey, you sucked at this on the way there. I saw it. And I could be like, hey, well, all right, cool. I ain't going to do that no more. And boom, 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 and rebuild and kind of go attack it again. So, that's kind of what I think of when I think of perseverance. I'll let y'all touch on it a little bit. And I'm sorry for my people for cussing, but that's just like,
that's real. You felt it. That's why.
I felt that.
I think with perseverance, like you said, I like to have a group of people. I have like my family and some friends I can really trust that tell me, like you said, when I mess up, when I did something, when I'm too lazy, when they see me get complacent. But I'm a real tough critic on myself too. When I do something wrong or if I mess up, it's almost like football. I like to watch film on it, or I like to reflect on it and like write 10 things I could have did better. Mm-hmm. So with perseverance with me, it's just like anytime I mess up or I feel like sometimes I lay in bed till like 1 o'clock and I get mad at myself. It's like, I don't know. It's just, I want to be great at whatever I do, or I want to finish whatever I start. Mm-hmm. So even with college, with high school, with football, with everything I've done, it's like if I started, I'm gonna finish it. And like Kerry said, I dang near die for it. Like I signed my name on this list or whatever I'm doing it. I'm doing it with 110%. And another thing, I'm glad I wore this Lakers shirt. But I was a Kobe fan for real. So I used to hear it and sing it before, but I used to watch highlight Kobe Bryant. He was one of my just listen to him talk, and he influenced me. And I mean, people with Michael Jordan too. Michael Jordan's awesome, but Kobe was my Mike. So he used to always stuff he said that he did, shooting 300, 400 shots, after a game and stuff, it made me like, man, I want to be great too, or whatever I do. So I think influences and kind of being tough on yourself. You gotta really, really, really want it whenever you sign up. So you gotta go get it.
And I'm before y'all touch on it real quick, be fair, Yana. I know I always think about bringing stuff in. Like I always bringing stuff good in. When I'm ran out, like when I ain't got nothing in here, I always try to like look for other stuff to bring in. And I constantly like overflow myself with like good stimulus, like stuff that like, you know, I ain't got it in me right now. I don't got it. So I need to go get it from something, somebody. It's got to come from somewhere because it ain't inside of me right now. So I need to go outside of me and just bring it in anywhere I can find it, even if it's just kids and they run around and they having a good time. I'm going to go have fun with them just to get some good vibes in because I can't stay here. And once I get better, then I can, you know, take care of whatever I need to take care of. So I'll let y'all go ahead and touch on that. My fault.
So answer your question of what is perseverance, I think that perseverance is having a goal of wanting something and then doing whatever you need to do by any means necessary to reach that goal. So, like for me, I'm literally closing on the house on Thursday, and I've always told myself I was gonna. Thank you. I always told myself I was gonna get a house by the time I was 30. So I was like, you know what, I gotta do what I need to do to do that. So we're finally officially closing. And then when I was in grad school, like I feel like with me, the major things that I do in life, I literally do it like without really thinking about it, because I feel like if I think about it, I'm going to convince myself not to do it. So when I started grad school, I was just like, I know I want to get my master's degree, but I know it's going to be a lot of work. I got to write papers. I got to do this, I got to do that. And I felt myself starting to convince myself not to. So I just dove in, applied, got accepted. And before I knew it, I was literally starting grad school. And I went for my master's in education. And I started before I even started teaching. So I was like, oh my goodness, I know nothing about teaching. What did I get myself into? But the thing that kept me going, because I always told myself, well, my mom always told me, you know, make sure you go to school, because she had me when she was 18, and she used to always tell me, you know, I want you to have a better life than I had. So when I was in grad school, the one thing that kept me going is my children. I don't have kids, but I always told myself, you know, I don't have kids yet, but the reason I'm going to keep going is because I want them to have a better life than I did. So that was like my why, like my reason why I kept going. I kept thinking about my unborn kids and what I wanted them to have. And that was like my motivation to finish school and get my diploma. So I feel like sometimes you got to start with the why.
Yeah.
What about you, B-Phil?
For me, I would say perseverance for me is success. It's part of the struggle. You know, perseverance is learning how to thrive or how to have success from the struggle. Being able, I heard somebody explain perseverance as you getting into a fight and, you know, you go through the first round and you're getting your face busted up and you got to come out that second round and it's a new round. Now we're ready to fight.
Same enthusiasm.
Talk about how perseverance is part of goals. And so I would say perseverance is also, you know, you have goals and you know that you're about to go through these goals. You know that you're about to have some type of fight, some type of struggle, some type of pain, some type of whatever, as you try to attain these goals, whether that be getting a master's degree, whether that be I'm trying to have success on the football field, whether that be I'm trying to bench 300, whatever it is. For me, it's knowing that I'm about to have some type of struggle as I go through this and being ready to punch back, you know, when I have this struggle. You know, I also have my mom. My mom stays on me, carries me with my mom. My mom's kind of hard. She don't play no games.
Your mom don't play no games.
Whatever I tell her, whatever I mess up on, whatever I screw up, my mom's always there to kind of get me back on track. You know, I also read a lot of motivational quotes and things like that. Carrie's probably seen the card I have, talked about it at Hardin Simmons.
Yeah.
It says 2 steps to perseverance.
Yep.
My East coach at Hardin Simmons gave it to me, Coach Fellow. Old man.
Old man.
First step to perseverance says to take one more step, and the second step to perseverance says if you feel like you cannot take one more step, refer to rule number 1. And I keep that card in my wallet. I've had it I met Coach Fellow in 2011. I've had it for 9 years.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what it means to me.
And that's powerful too, because I remember that quote because Coach Jones also had it outside of his door too, Yeah, so I used to walk by it, and I remember like days I'd be having a long day, I just look at it like, dang, I guess ain't no option. Like when you say you really gonna do something, you don't give yourself options. You don't go and think about it. It's like you said, Ayana, you don't go and like, okay, well, can I really do this? Can I not? Like if you decided on getting it done, then go do it. Like you know what I'm saying? You put your foot in there at the state of mind that you had when you said, okay, I'm gonna get this done and this done and this done. That state of mind, you gotta respect that state of mind 2 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? Like you were in that state of mind for a reason. Like emotionally, you're attached to it. Logically, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, so go do it. Like, go make it happen. And don't quit just because now, you know what I'm saying, the day it didn't go the way you thought it was going to go, or the week didn't go the way you thought it was going to go. You failed that test or whatever. Like, bro, it don't matter. Like, you already said you was going to do it, so go make it happen. So I think that's, that's what's important about that, for sure. For sure.
This conversation.
Huh?
No, I was going to say this conversation got me thinking about my workouts. Like in my bathroom, on the mirror, I have sticky notes that say, I think it has 3 of them. One says, only eat healthy foods, no carbs, you can do it. And I ain't done it yet. So I thought this conversation is kind of motivating me to get back out there and go running.
Yeah, because there's a reason why you put it on the board. You put it up there for a reason on your mirror. Like, there's a reason why you do it. But then after so long, you be like, well, I really don't need to not. I could limit a little bit, and then you start making sense out of stuff, and you gotta stop thinking. You just gotta go and do it. And then you can think about the next decision. So if you made a bad decision, now you can think about, okay, I know I can't do this, so I'm not gonna do that no more. Like I'm not even gonna, because I failed too many times trying that. But you gotta at least try it first. Like full out, give it, a time limit. You know what I'm saying? If I don't get it done in this time limit, then I fail. Okay, boom. So I can restart and try out, my new plan moving forward. You gotta at least dedicate some time to carrying out that stuff you said you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A story behind perseverance with me. Just a little quick story. My first master's at Tarleton State. I mean, I ain't gonna say I was a spoiled football player, but I didn't have to work, and I love football, so football wasn't a job for me at Tarleton. It was like, hey, I'm going to have fun. So when I was getting my master's, I didn't have my scholarship anymore. So I had to get a job at Lowe's, and I was a lumber associate. And I worked 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I worked 45 minutes away from Stephenville. I worked in Granbury, so I had to drive 45 minutes. So I had to wake up extra early to get there. Then I'd get back at about 3 o'clock. Then I had class from 5 to 9 because, master's at night. Yeah. So on Friday of every week, boy, I used to be like, I'm quitting work. But I needed the money to pay for school. Yeah. So it was like, I didn't have a scholarship anymore. So, man, 2 years of that, man, but I used to have to wake up and literally tell myself, hey, I started this master's. I'm going to finish this master's. Yeah. And I have to pay for it. It's like nobody else football can't pay for it right now. Mm-hmm. So, man, some days it was tough getting up at 4:30 or 4 o'clock and driving to work and then working and then driving back and then sitting in class at night. And it's just like, but it got done because I wanted it so bad. It's like I started it. I'm not about to quit. I'm not about to quit the job or the master. So, I mean, I just think some kids need to hear it. I mean, it's tough when you're going through, but when you finish it, it's so it's so much gratification. You just like, dang, like I'm done with it. Got a master's degree. I can quit that job because I didn't like working at Lowe's, but it was paying. I had a rental house and school, so it was paying both.
Yeah,
not quitting, man. You just can't quit.
That's what it take, bro. That's what it take. And then like real quick, to add to your story about, I'll tell you about B Field, bro. Like I remember when we was in high school and this fool said he wanted to go to Hart Simmons, and I was like, bro, why are you going to Hart Simmons, bro? I was like, who the hell is Hart Simmons? Like, I don't even know who that is. And he signed with them along with like 4 other cats, and they went out there. And honestly, I thought this dude was gonna have like 1 year in college and be done because I just didn't know nothing about that school and nothing like that. But I remember like some time passed, and I was in a slump, man. Like I went to D1, you know what I'm saying? Like he went D3, So I thought that like, in your high school head, you feel like you doing better than people that don't go to like a big school like you. If you know what I'm saying? Like this is how you feel.
Yeah, you're a kid. You
a kid. So I'm thinking like, man, like, I got these NFL dreams, but my dogs that's grinding for, like, I ain't knocking them, but I'm just like, I got these NFL dreams, NFL, whatever. Tear my ACLs, end up going back to Killeen. I'm in Killeen at my crib, taking care of my daughter, working 2 or 3 jobs, and trying to finish school. And then this dude, like I remember, like he was like balling at Hart Simmons doing his thing. He was coaching, and I was just like, bro, like I never saw this for him. You know what I'm saying? Like I never saw that happen for him. But he like you said, not quitting. I know he worked jobs at Hart Simmons. All those kids that go to Hart Simmons at D3, they got to pay for their school the whole time they there. Like, you got to pay for your school. You got to work. You do little side odd jobs, making $30 here, $30 there, doing stuff like that.
Shout out to Coach B.
You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta be, you know, that tough guy mindset because the workouts ain't easy either. They make you wake up at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., whatever, to get ready for your workout, and then you got like 4-day classes, and then you got work later. And man, when I reached out to him, I was like, bro, I just want an opportunity. I just want to be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get back into the game. And he was like, yeah, I get you. I set you up. And I had no idea how much work it would take to get to that, to the coaching and doing all the stuff I'm doing now. So, bro, I just want to tell you I appreciate it, man, because you showed me a lot of that perseverance, like, because it was, I didn't think you would get to the point you would get to. I saw the perseverance. Like, you went through multiple injuries and different, like, he quiet, bro, but he went through a lot. So, I would let you know, bro, like, huh?
Still out here getting hurt.
Still that's your fault. You tripping. You tripping. But nah, bro, perseverance is big, man. It's huge. And I think, you know, we all can say for sure that it's definitely the staples of why where we are. And not that we nothing humongous, but in our points in our lives right now, a lot of people would see us as successful in these areas of life that we're in. So we're blessed. And it's from, you know, being able to persevere. So that's what I would say.
All right. Follow news on that for a minute. All right, Kerry.
What's up?
You wrote some personal development ideas for this summer.
Yeah. So I was thinking, like, man, I think for me personally, hitting up like some type of online seminars, conferences, you know, for my job, number one, because I'm an English teacher like Ayana, and I really feel like I am not up to speed where I need to be. So I need to do some like on my own personal, you know, job development and stuff like that, and probably learn more about being a teacher since I do sit in the classroom and teach with kids, because and be Phil teach history, so he know too. But I think it's different when, for me in my job, when I think there's a teacher that know what they doing, and there's somebody that's just like, they just know how to deal with kids. And right now I'm somebody that know how to deal with kids. Like, I know how to deal with kids, but I want to learn more about how to, like, more effectively, you know what I'm saying, like, hit them quick and be efficient with it instead of, like, you know, taking 3 days on something that should took like one period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have really did it in one period, but I stretched it out because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So.
Well, you got a pro right here, Kerry.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I keep trying to I can't bring you into class with me, though. Damn.
I know.
I would, though. I sit back, you know what I'm saying? But, nah, that, and then just, like, you know, just try to find more ways to build my own personal brand. I think we all need to build our own personal brand outside of our jobs. I think that's really critical for everybody, no matter what job you got. Don't give all this time to a job and not have nothing going for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because what if, you know what I'm saying, this falls through, or you have a boss that really don't care nothing about you, and you got this W-2 that you dedicated to, and all of a sudden it all falls through, and what you got left? Like, what are you know what I'm saying, doing for yourself? What could you get to your kids? So I kind of want to know what y'all think about personal development ideas, you know, just particularly this summer. Like, what can we do now? What type of stuff do y'all think?
When we worked together, we used to always say, I'm not a businessman.
I'm a businessman.
Man, we used to every time we saw each other, we'd say it. Like, man, this stuff, they getting money off that. I'm my own business. Mm-hmm. So, personally, you're right. I think people should look into stocks. I think people should look into real estate. That's something I've been thinking about. I think stuff that doesn't go away, like real estate, selling houses, I think that's never going to end. I mean, it's something, I think people should look into stuff that's forever. That's what I try to find. You know, you can do a business and it can last 10 years, but stuff like real estate, you know, and I say like stock businesses, you can do that forever. So my idea for me, like you said, personally for me, I was thinking about seminars or finding somebody, a real estate agent, and just learning more. Not, even if I don't ever do it, I just kind of want to know more. Maybe when I buy a house, I can know exactly the language. You know, some people could play So
Yeah, they
I think
definitely
real
do.
estate is huge. I think land, I always say real estate land. That's my thing. If I have land, if I own land, how can they take that away from me? I can always have somewhere to go stay. If I own a house, can't really do nothing to me. I can always go to my house.
Go to the crib. Go to the crib. You can give your crib to whoever. Like, hey, Anna, you already in real estate. I mean, you bought you a house. You in the mix now. So
Yeah, I took a real estate course. It was like a little course for like first time home buyers. So it kind of taught me like a lot of the different language and the process and all the terms that I didn't really know. So now I have a better idea of it now. So if I want to like, when I get a second house, I kind of be more familiar with the process. So
would you buy multiple houses?
well, I'm planning to live here where I'm getting now. I'm getting like a little 3-bed, 2-bath, but I want to live here for no more than 4 or 5 years. Now sell it and get another house, which would be like my long term house, like my kids or whatever. So,
You ever think about renting out houses, like getting multiple houses and?
I thought about it, but I don't know. I'm not like a fixer person. I thought that's like, that's one of my little projects over the summer. I'm gonna like learn how to do like some DIY projects, build some shelves, and do some different things like around the house over the summer. Look at YouTube, buy some tools, learn how to use them. That's like my little.
She already feet first.
Over summer.
She already feet first. She was painting a shed today. I seen
that was hard work.
Yeah, she was out there with the paint joint and had her shed. She was like showing like all the paint she did. I was like, dang.
I painted a table last week, so I'm doing a little bit at a time.
What do you think, B-Phil? What's on your mind, player?
For me, mine would definitely probably be more catered towards, my profession, more towards professional development. So, along the lines with you, I'd probably do something, seminar or something based on kids and teaching and pretty much trying to keep them more engaged, ways to keep them more engaged. I could see myself doing some at-home learning stuff these last couple of months. And for some districts, I'm sure it was a little tougher than others, especially ours. They had a tough time getting kids to do stuff. But you're doing something that you've never done before because people weren't prepared for this.
Yeah.
It makes it a little hard. You're not feeling anybody? Like, no. I don't know what everybody's going through.
You can't.
Right.
But
there's got to be an easier way to get all those kids involved in saying, hey, print this off or do this or do that. And everybody, I don't have to print it. So I'd probably take some type of seminar, some type of course based on that home learning, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I know we teachers, except for Jarrell. I'm sorry, I guess
he about to be one. He about to be one.
I'm about to be one, but not right now.
What's she gonna be teaching?
I'm trying to do computers. I'm trying to do CT. Or computer technology. I ain't trying to be in the real mix. I'm trying to no texting, no star test, no nothing.
But that's good though, because I feel like a lot of kids need to learn how to use computers because when they get to college, they need to know how to use computers, and especially like the low income kids. They don't have access to it at home, and I feel like they need to get that experience at school to prepare them for college. But I feel like over the summer, like as teachers, I feel like because of the whole COVID-19, a lot of kids missed out on a lot of school. And so, like for me, I work for 2 different tutoring companies. So over the summer, I feel like since I'm already a teacher, I can just go online and start doing some tutoring from home for the kids who missed out on school. And I feel like because of COVID-19, there's going to be a lot of parents who are going to be putting their kids into tutoring over the summer. So that can be a good way to kind of help develop ourselves as well.
Yeah, big facts. And I think it's real critical to be able to do more development in that area because with the online learning, since most of us are going to be continuing this going into the next school year, if we learn how to more effectively teach these kids online, I think it'll be better for everybody. It'll be a lot less stressful. And, like I think the parents will be a lot more at ease. Me having a daughter myself, I'm kind of worried, to see what they're going to even do to roll out to take care of, second graders because I'm like, how do you engage a second grader in distance learning? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I think it's important that we just try to do more research on our own as teachers to just try to find more ways to be engaging for these kids because if they're not engaged, they ain't learning nothing. So, it's just the reality of it. You put a book in front of me and tell me to read 10 pages, I'm going to be like, okay, cool. Like, I'm go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I'm at home. Like, I'm not going to do no book report at home. Like, we need to stop doing that too. Like, Got some teachers that like, bro, why you giving this kid? He 10 years old. You giving him a book report to do at home? Like, he not doing that.
Not gonna happen.
Like, bro,
Unless his parents, some parents.
some.
only way.
But most kids not doing that though. It's like you gotta engage them somehow a little more. But that's a whole nother. I ain't trying to.
That's a whole other topic.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to speak on all of that, so I'm gonna go ahead and take some of my comments and rescind them.
I was gonna put you on blast.
Huh?
I was gonna put you on blast. I was about to say, in middle school, you was sleeping in class. So,
hey, bro, I was asleep, bro. Like the whole 7th grade, I slept through all of 7th grade, bro. Like that's why I don't be feeling too bad for. Like sometimes these kids, I'd be like, bro, I did the same thing. Like,
get your nap.
Get your nap.
Get your nap. Get your
You
nap.
might be tired, bro. You might be tired.
You need that. We don't know what's going on at home.
Long night of games, man. You was gaming hard last night. You went to bed at 2. I get it. Get your nap in.
But no, I think another development we all need to work on is our mental and our physical too. Because I mean, as much as we can, I know everybody back to working kind of sorting out, but I think we had time, and we still might have a little bit of time. Some people do. But as much as you can, work on your mental. And like you were saying, Ayana, even if you got to put sticky notes, try to do something for your physical.
I know you're right.
I was running on average before my daughter got here. I was running on average like 3 or 4 miles like a day. At one point, I was, but not no more. Not no more. Cadence has definitely put a wrench in those plans. She don't be having that.
When COVID-19 started, I was working out twice a day. I was going in the morning, going running, then I would go bike riding in the evening, run in the morning, bike ride in the evening.
What you doing now?
Sitting. I made some oxtails and cabbage and some jerk chicken earlier.
Come on, you can't be saying that. We about to pull up. Where you at? How you get here so quick?
No, I've been cooking too though.
Yeah, I've been cooking a lot.
What you cooking?
Man, listen. So I made some fried chicken, some green beans, and some rice. The other day? Because Cadence made me I gotta cook. Now I shouldn't be cooking fried chicken, I know, but we all love fried chicken. I mean, let's be real.
We all love fried chicken.
Exactly.
With the situation at hand, I think we get closer to our roots. So I'm making fried chicken, brother. I'm making fried chicken. But nah.
All right, this the last one. We're gonna be real quick on.
What's that?
Do you write your goals? Why or why not?
Yeah. So
me personally, I gotta carry some of the little black book. I do have a little black book. I guess it ain't really a diary. Man,
ain't no diary. Ain't what it is.
But nah, and I write my goals just so I can reflect. So if I wrote down 10 goals for the week or maybe 5 goals for a day, Monday, that Tuesday, I'll go back and look at my goals and I check them off or X them out. And if I did more good than bad, I'll be like, all right. But if I did like none of my goals, I'm like, dang. That's why I say I'm kind of hard on myself. So I'm like, come on, Jarrell, you lazy. You didn't do that. You said you're gonna do it. So me, I do.
I think I do. I used to before I went to bed at night. I would be in my bed and get my phone. I'd write a to-do list for the next day. So if when I was in the middle of moving, I would say, okay, I'm going to pack 2 boxes and, so I can do a little bit at a time. I'm going to work out. I'm going to do this. I do like a little to-do list for like small goals for that day. And throughout the day, I would just kind of look at my list and make sure I check some things off. That was like my little goals of the day to make sure I'm always productive during the day instead of just laying around watching Netflix all day.
Get choppy butt. Yeah. We feel what you got? What you got?
I write mine down. I put them on this little bulletin board I got in the kitchen. I do it weekly. I don't necessarily, reflect at the end of the week. I go look at it every day and say, okay, I got to do this or this today. It's more so a to-do list than goals. A to-do list for the week, whether that be making a PowerPoint for whatever, or that be working out, or that be, whatever.
And I agree. I do the same thing because the to-do list, it really guides my day. I categorize my goals because I put down do you write your goals because I categorize mine. So I put mine I had heard somebody say that they use one for finance, one for fitness, one for family. So I started at first I got a little overzealous and I tried to put 3 in each one, which was a little bit too much for me. So I categorized them with 2 in different categories. And then I got like long-term goals like for like the next 5 years. So the ones I got for the next 5 years, I put them in my phone and in my notes. Now we got the pages, so I'm gonna start using documents to put them in there, so I know I can't lose them because the notes sometimes the iCloud don't do the upload thing, it be gone. But for real. But I got some notes that I put in my phone from like 2012, and sometimes I'll be going back to them. I'll be looking, I'll be like, okay, I did that. And it's just like powerful to feel like, man, I said I was gonna do that and I did it. Or maybe I did it like way quicker than I thought I was gonna do it. Or, you know what I'm saying? Maybe something just didn't happen because I switched the path I was on. So it kind of turned into something else. But like, it just, to me, I think that's the one thing, bro, that keeps me going. Because if I didn't have those goals, if I didn't write them, I don't know what I'd be doing right now. I'd be on some totally, I don't know what I'd be doing. I feel like I've been some totally different stuff. Like, I don't know. But I gotta make goals, and I'm an advocate for writing them down. I've heard multiple people say, like, you know what I'm saying, write them down morning, noon, night, 30 straight days, then go 60, then go 90. That's what I've heard from, like, you know what I'm saying, when I'm listening to, like, you know, these millionaires talking stuff like that. So I just kind of wanted to see what y'all thought about it. They say it's just powerful to be able to write down stuff that you say you really want to do, and then to cross it off and get it done. I mean, it's just like, I guess it's something psychologically that happens when we do that.
Speaking into an existence.
Yeah, speaking into existence, exactly. So I think that's just powerful in itself. But Jay Jones, we got anything else on that joint? We got anything else on that? Okay.
That's a wrap. Good show. It was a good show.
Nah, man, it was dope and it was real organic. So I appreciate y'all. I know this is a little out of some of y'all's comfort zones, and I appreciate that. That's love, because I always want to be able to get people that I like, you know, and I know personally to get on here because I know y'all stories. So I think it's beneficial for other people to kind of hear about that. And B Phil, you funny, bro. You B Phil is the funniest cat, bro. I can show y'all some stuff that y'all be down. Anyway, he quiet, but he hilarious though. He really funny. But
I'm reserved.
yeah, he reserved. That's it. He reserved. And, he did a great job. We did a great job of no cussing, y'all. I appreciate that because I'm the only one. I know.
I almost did too, but yeah,
I did. It is what it is. It is what it is. But Jay Jones, appreciate it. Ayana, thank you for the last minute. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I can always trust you. You clutch, you my dog. But hey, y'all, we out.
All right, y'all.
Andrew.